The near extinction of the Viltrumite race following the scourge virus was one of the most significant events in the history of their species. For many years, the Viltrumites had been the dominant military power in the universe. Their combination of super strength, near invulnerability, flight, longevity, and ruthless culture allowed them to conquer countless worlds and establish an empire across the universe. However, the scourge virus caused billions of Viltrumites to die, reducing what had once been a thriving civilization to a tiny remnant struggling to maintain control over a vast empire. Although the surviving Viltrumites were still some of the most powerful beings alive, they simply did not possess enough numbers to effectively govern and conquer as they once did. Every death became a devastating loss because replacing a Viltrumite required decades. The surviving Viltrumites could still defeat nearly any opponent in direct combat, but they could not be everywhere at once.
How many are dead?
The number is billions upon billions.
There was not enough Viltrumites to occupy worlds and continue expanding at the rate they once had. And that brings us to the best possible solution to this problem, a species like the Thraxans. If the Viltrumites had abandoned their obsession with racial purity, then a species such as the Thraxans could have become the foundation of a new generation of Viltrumite soldiers. In many ways, the Thraxans represented the ideal species for rebuilding Viltrumite numbers after the scourge virus. Viltrumite DNA is extraordinarily dominant. This dominance allows Viltrumites to produce offspring with many alien species, while still passing on most of their defining traits. Mark Grayson serves as the best example. Despite being only half Viltrumite and half human, he possesses nearly all the abilities of a pure-blood Viltrumite. His strength, durability, flight, and healing factor are all overwhelmingly Viltrumite in nature. Oliver Grayson is an even more important case study.
The Viltrumite rules of interbreeding are not complicated.
Also, why are they breeding with other races? I thought Viltrumites believed in racial purity.
We're only allowed to procreate with genetically similar species. Look at you. You are a Viltrumite in almost every way.
As the son of Nolan Grayson and the Thraxan Andressa, Oliver inherited characteristics from both sides of his family. Initially, his Thraxan heritage manifested through his purple skin and accelerated growth. However, as he aged, his Viltrumite genetics increasingly took control of his development. Eventually, he began resembling a Viltrumite far more than a Thraxan. And this is important because the Thraxans possessed one characteristic that made them especially useful for population recovery: their accelerated life cycle. Thraxans mature at astonishing speeds. They reach adulthood within a fraction of the time required by humans or many other species. Their society is built around rapid growth, rapid reproduction, and rapid generational turnover. While this results in short lifespans, it also allows their population to expand and adapt quickly. When combined with Viltrumite genetics, this trait creates remarkable possibilities. Oliver Grayson demonstrates this phenomenon clearly.
Thraxan biology is different than ours.
Thraxan lifespans aren't like humans. Only one of your years.
1 year?
Look at me. Look how much older I am than when you first arrived.
Within months of birth, Oliver possessed the physical appearance and the intelligence of a young child. Soon afterward, he reached the equivalent of a preteen. Before a normal human infant would even learn to speak, Oliver had become capable of conversation, learning, and eventually combat. If this growth pattern were replicated on a large scale, the implications would be enormous. A hybrid born today could potentially become a useful soldier within 1 or 2 years. In contrast, a human Viltrumite hybrid might require well over a decade before reaching the same level of maturity. The difference between waiting 2 years and waiting 18 years is important when rebuilding a civilization after near extinction. If one Viltrumite male stayed on the planet Thraxa in order to breed a new generation of Viltrumites, he could in theory make thousands of children within a decade. Instead of waiting centuries to rebuild, the Empire might restore its military strength within decades.
It seems your father's genes have slowed our son's aging.
Oh, hey, Mr. Messy. How's he eating?
That's not too far away. I can help. I finally get out tomorrow. I can help you with fixing up the cities.
Months? We don't have months. We gotta get to the war. People will die if we're not there to help.
Your brother ages quicker than you, but far slower than my people.
This strategy would provide the Viltrumites with something they desperately lacked after the scourge virus: numbers. While pure-blood Viltrumites remained irreplaceable, hybrids could be used as expendable troops. The Viltrumites have never been known for compassion. Their society values strength above all else and frequently treats individuals as tools for achieving their goals. From this perspective, a hybrid army could be viewed as something replaceable and worthless. If hybrid soldiers could perform dangerous missions instead, the Empire could preserve its most valuable warriors. Even if casualties were high, the accelerated reproductive cycle would allow replacements to arrive much faster than pure-blood reinforcements. Over time, this could produce an army numbering in the millions or even billions. Although many hybrids might never reach the strength of the most powerful pure-blood Viltrumites, they would still possess abilities far beyond those of ordinary species.
With so few of us remaining, any offspring will be inbred and deficient.
Nolan made another child? With these disgusting creatures?
The Thraxans represented one of the greatest untapped opportunities available to the Viltrumite Empire after the scourge virus. Their rapid growth, combined with the dominance of Viltrumite genetics, creates the possibility of producing powerful hybrid descendants at a rate unmatched by most other species. Even a relatively weak Viltrumite hybrid could be stronger, faster, and more durable than most beings in the galaxy. A force of millions of such soldiers would be terrifying. Such hybrids could have accelerated population growth, replenished military strength, and provide the Empire with the manpower necessary to maintain galactic dominance.
What Nolan says, we do certain things quicker than your kind. Growing, learning.
A pragmatic empire focused solely on survival would likely have embraced repopulating their numbers with anything possible after the scourge virus in order to survive, and used species like the Thraxans to rebuild as quickly as possible. Hybrid soldiers could have filled their ranks, defended their territory, conquered new worlds, and be disposable pawns while preserving the dwindling pure-blood population. Hybrids like Oliver could have saved their entire species. But the greatest obstacle to this goal was nothing more than their own ideology. The same beliefs that helped the Viltrumites build their empire also prevented them from taking full advantage of one of the most effective solutions to their near extinction.
I'm different from everyone else there. Even Mark. I made some new friends for a while, but then I just outgrew them.